Hey guys, this is Ivan with OverlookeDENT, and in today's video we're working on the Iron Golem Farm version 2. Bam! Alright, so main thing, get out of my way, I don't have time for this, I'm on happy juice. Main thing that I'm doing this for is I've made some improvements on it. I felt that the last video was sloppy. Now, first off, it works. Let's establish that like right out of the gate. It's my most viewed video and I have probably 6 dislikes. So for the most part, it seems that it's working for everybody. Now again, if you saw an annotation that I put recently, it seems that the Iron Golem spawning is messed up. I still feel that, I don't believe that it's really improved. We had a farm in my server that basically was working just fine, and then overnight it just refused to work. So yes, I feel that it's still messed up, but I do need to bring up some points like some misinformation. So after experimenting further, it seems that 10 is not the number of villagers that are needed to start an Iron Golem farm. It's 16. That was further confirmed because, well, for one, my friend Feeks and my friend Jeremy kept telling me it's 16. I'm like, no, dude, it's 10. It's 10. And a subscriber, Quentin J, just confirmed it even more. He's like, no, it's 16. Now, a big thing to consider is, yes, it's 16 villagers is what's needed, pretty much. Also, it has to be built in a biome that is appropriate for a normal village, either a plains or a desert biome. But I'll get back to more information in a minute. Let's get to building this in a sec, really quick. So all you're going to need is a 14 by 14 square. From those diamonds to those diamonds to 14. From those to those it's 14. Don't worry about the middle ring. It's going to take care of itself. Now all you're going to do is go on the 15th block, go one out, and then build a 3 high wall. Once you've done that, you're going to get some water, and where the lapis is where you're going to place your buckets of water. Right here, right here, right here. Alright, I'll place it and I'll carry on with my rambling. But yes, it has to be a biome that is appropriate. As soon as TU12 came out, I went ahead and built this farm in a snow biome. I just thought it would look cool. It's pretty out of the way. And it didn't work. And the villagers wouldn't even breed in that biome. I moved them to a forest kind of biome, and then they started breeding. So make sure of that it's an appropriate biome for a standard village. Now if you see there, I said don't worry about the ring, it'll take care of itself. If this was just a straight 14 by 14, you would be able to just punch out these holes and then be good to go. Now assuming you've made some kind of colored ring or cross like so, use that as reference and then go one out from that and put another ring of blocks surrounding that. I recommend using solid blocks, not transparent blocks, because you're going to need solid blocks in a minute. But from those blocks, go down and then back 3, and you're going to do that with every single one. Now what I'm doing here is just condensing the system that is going to push them down into a 2x2. And yeah, I really wanted to update the other one. I mean, the other one was just fast. I wanted to be super fast about getting that farm out there. TU12 just came out, and it's a little sloppy, but again, definitely works. So from this newly formed 2x2 area, right on this first ring, you're going to place pressure plates. It can be wooden, that's not a problem. And then on the second block, you're going to place repeaters like so. Now if you use transparent blocks like I did, make sure that you now replace them with solid blocks. If you've already used solid blocks, then so be it. Now as you can tell, the other ones on the ring aren't absolutely needed or needed at all. I just kind of use them as reference. Now once you have this in place, get some sticky pistons and break this block on the platform and a sticky piston facing you. You're going to do that on all directions. Just like that. Alright, now what happens is they're going to get funneled down. They're going to hit these pressure plates and go down at 2x2. Alright. Now what we're going to do is we're going to place down the doors. Another thing that was bothering me about my video was the doors. Like the corners didn't have doors and so on. Now a big thing also though is there is a method to make a farm that is 10 by 10 that will by default make the opening be a 2x2. Now the problem with that is that it equals out to 40 doors, and to have at least 10 villagers breed you need 21 doors. So with this system it's 14 by 14, so that equals out to 4 sides 56. So that means it'll allow up to 20 villagers to spawn. So you know, that's basically where you're shooting for, because you need at least 16. So from here on, find a way to, you know, bring this up and then build yourself a roof for all of these doors on the inside. Just like that. Where's my happy juice? There it is. Alright, let's see, bam, like that. Another thing is, speaking about my sub, Quentin, he said that, you know, he has, on one of his builds, he has 2 of these. Now, he states that he has them 32 blocks apart from each other, from like village to village. What the wiki states is that it's supposed to be 64. I would recommend going with 64, but then maybe just trying it out in creative. I have yet to build multiple of these in one world, so I wouldn't exactly be able to say yes or no to that. But yeah, you know, keep in mind that you can make more than, you know, one of these in a world. So all I did was go from this roofing block and then go 1 down, and then we're gonna place down a just full-blown covering this whole thing up. And again, don't worry about the middle cross, it will take care of itself when we place down the water. Alright, but yeah, I mean, Feeks and Jeremy were right, it's 16. I tested it even more and it's 16. And I don't know if I said it or not already, but yeah, I mean, even whenever I was doing the video for, you know, the initial video, I realized once I kind of like looked at it closely, once I started stuffing villagers in the pods just for the sake of doing it, I ended up putting 16 villagers just conveniently enough, you know, without knowing. I just did it. And is the, you know, if you remember, I had like 3 golems down there. So yeah, 16 is a magic number. So from this platform, just on every, like, that corner kind of thing, you're gonna place some blocks so that you can rest water on them, just like that. Same thing here, just like that, and just like that. And like I said, you don't have to worry about measuring out the cross. It'll take care of itself. Just punch it out. Perfect. Now I recommend lighting all of this. If you guys have seen my let's play that I put out, you will know why, because yeah, if you don't light it, monsters will spawn up there and then they will come into these pods. Now you can put a roof on the pods if you like. Now on these pods, you don't have to be precise about, they just have to be on the side. That's all you have to worry about. The one thing that is needed is they have to be too high so that they, you know, they can see the doors. If it's 3 under, then it doesn't seem to really work. So all you're gonna do is just set up your platform up like so that it's too high. Now if you see the way that I did mine, you know, it's a 4x4, and I recommend doing the 4x4 because a lot of subscribers were like, hey, you know, if you want to avoid the villagers from clipping, just place water on the corners, and that by default will cause a middle current. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah. Now I recommend putting a roof though, because these guys like will jump, like somehow they make it up here, even though they shouldn't be able to. They can. But I'll just leave them uncovered for now. I'll let you guys do that on your own time. If you're wanting to do it exactly like I am, just see those are the diamond blocks that you can see, you know, from the initial overhead view, and just kind of go out to the wall and then go 4x4, and then, you know, the walling. Now again, I raise it because I want them to be just 2 blocks below that door surface or that door floor. So even though I'm going 3 up, really the only purpose is just because that's how I built it here, to kind of speed things up. But yeah, let's see here. And I do recommend putting pods on, you know, all 4 sides pretty much. Alright, so we have 8 over there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So now we officially have 16 villagers. In the meantime, while this gets kind of going, we're going to work on the funnel system. Basically now it's a lot simpler because we already have a 2x2 area that they're going to be funneled down from. And let's see here. Now see, you hear the doors opening. Like I said, I wouldn't be surprised if one of these guys jumps up and actually makes it, because I've seen them do it all the time. So put a roof if you want to. Now keep in mind, golems are supposed to spawn in a 2x2x4 high area, but you will find them here. I've seen them spawn right here, like where they have no business spawning at. So keep in mind that if you're kind of waiting for a golem to spawn and you notice there is none, check the back and so, because if there is one just standing back here, he's going to count as the village golem and then will allow no more to spawn. Now when they come down this funnel hole, they're away from the village, so it allows more to spawn. So, you know, keep that in mind. All I'm doing here is just a simple, you know, like, there's a tube, you can call it a tube, to get them down to this portion. Alright, now all I've done is see the 2x2 area is already designated. Now just go outside of the 2x2, go 1 block up and then 3 to the back, and then place down a lava bucket on each one of these. It'll flow out 4, and if you can tell here, it's going to be held up by the signs. So now it's officially a lava blade. Now us, if we were to fall and lean against this corner, it won't hurt us. But a golem counts as 2 blocks, you know, thick. So even though if he was to fall right here, that would still hurt him and it would still kill him. Now the thing about it is you want to be able to have control over the lava blade, because you don't want it to be on if you're nowhere near it, because pretty much it's just burning away the golems and your drops can, you know, despawn. So I'm going to do just a sloppy job here. All we're going to do is just run some wiring like so. You guys can get more creative in how you have this system set up, but I don't recommend suffocation. It takes forever compared to a lava blade. So all I'm going to do is just use a simple lever pretty much. So that's what'll happen. It'll turn it off so they can fall here freely, and then all you have to do is when you arrive and you have, you know, 3 or 4 of them or more, you know, you can just turn on the lava blade and then you're good to go. Yeah, so basically at this point, you know, if they fall here, they're able to walk out, so just make it to where they can walk out. They can't walk out of a too high area, so just keep that in mind. But yeah, so all we have here is just our villagers. They're breeding away. I recommend putting you know, pods on all sides. It will help the golem spawning. That we should have there, you know, enough villagers, which is what, 16. So I mean, while we're here, we're just gonna go ahead and then add another pod. Okay, that's 3 and that's 4, and just for our outside wall here, I'm gonna throw another villager pod. And again, really the hardest part about this thing is just getting the villagers where they need to be. That's it. And you know, make sure that everything is pretty well lit up. Otherwise you can have a zombie spawn right here, and then he'll come in here and then just mess up all your work by killing your villagers. And if you're in survival and you don't have enough of them to go around, then I mean, you're pretty much screwed. So we'll just throw like 2 more in here. Awesome, guys. Well, I would love to sit here until you guys would see a golem spawn out. But I mean, that can take, you know, anywhere to another 5 minutes or so, and I wanted to make sure to make this a quick video. So yeah, pretty much this is, you know, the improvements on it. You have the lava blade, you have this system up here that's a lot simpler, just so you can reference it. You have this additional spawning pad. They do spawn up here, I've seen them. But yeah, so main bullet points of today's conversation is the initial one definitely works, so bam to that. 16 villagers is what's needed, so my bad Jeremy and Feeks for not listening to you guys. Make sure it is an appropriate biome. Don't stick this in a snow biome. You know, where you would normally see a village, stick it there. I would say, you know, Quentin says 32 blocks is good enough for him. He says it's worked for him. Maybe start there in a creative world, see if they're both producing golems. If not, you know, most people say it's 64. The world is big enough to where you can just do 64. And if you want to get creative like Quentin, you know, put waterways here, and you know, get your golems to a certain area. And there you are, sir. Bam. But yeah, see, it works. Figure it out, guys. The only thing that I recommend is the more villagers, the better off. If they're not breeding up there because they've hit the 20 villager cap, then breed them elsewhere and then bring them into these pods. With the amount of doors that you have, you should be able to have, you know, again, at least 20 villagers, regardless. And that should happen with their breeding alone up there. But yeah, with this system, they will keep on coming until the limit of 15 is hit. 15 golems per world. So I hope you guys liked the video. As always, subscribe up top. And wait, let me burn him. Sorry, guy. Yeah, subscribe up top. And yeah, peace out.